Hello gang, welcome back to Tweed Heads for Transport Fever 2 action. I'm not going to do a whole big huge intro today. I kind of want to get into some gameplay. I will say this, I missed a date to give you last time out when we left, which was January 9, 1903. But I want you to, and also I'm glad that you're all loving the history stuff too. I'm loving doing the history stuff as well. I just learned a lot about the history stuff from the last comment section from Scar. Go and check out some of the stuff he's written. There's some really interesting stuff about the development of like Tumbolgum and so forth, with the municipality of the governing of the area and so forth. Really great stuff to see. Anyway, I've got a couple of mods to show you that we're going to put in today. I wanted to get down here and check where our friend was, Lily. What's Lily up to today? We've got to check in and see what Lily's up to today. Lily is on the train station again. She's down on the train station again. She loves riding the train. Also, thank you. I think it was it Ian? I forget who it was. Let me know who it was that corrected me in the comments section here. I did spell Lily loves tains instead of trains, so we better fix that. So we'll check in with Lily every episode, but thank you for that. I'm not one of those people that care if I make a mistake on spelling or otherwise on camera and do it. And you guys pick it up, please let me know, because that's why we play these games together, is so we can figure these things out together, okay? I'm not one of those ones that are going to cover it up and go, what are you talking about? I never spelt it wrong. Yeah, it doesn't bother me. I prefer you to pick it up and let me know. So thank you for that. We will go back to the history sort of stuff next episode. We'll see where we end up after today. I said I wanted to get to around 1905 last time out. We've got a bit of work to do in terms of cleaning up stuff. That's the B12. I don't want that. Oh, we didn't name this train, did we? Let's call this our we call it the HO1. I should really call it the 382. The H382. How about that? We'll call it the H382. All right, there we go. That's the H82. H382. There we go. Just so I know who's who in the zoo and what's going on with that. Right, it's when it lands, it makes good money. As you can see, it's got 98 on board, but when it does land, it drops off a nice bunch of cash for us. Let's have a look at the fire. Well, we can't actually, we don't have enough years up the belt for us, do we? So we'll get that ahead today. We're working on getting the commats from down here. Now, I was going to divert some of the stone from here up into this Conmat's factory here. However, based on what I was talking about last time about we probably don't have the infrastructure and so forth for something to pump up like that at the moment, we're not going to do that. We're actually just going to get the stone probably sent up the river a little bit more. We're going to put even a few more ships on this line, because look at this. So we'll get a few more ships put on this line. In fact, I'm going to do that now. I'm going to say 1, 2, 3. I'm going to say 4 more, and we're going to sit them on the Tweed shipping line, right? So because I want to get that stuff lifted and shifted, and we're going to start diverting conmats from here to here. We're going to be taking the timber away from you guys, and we're going to be sending it over to you. I've got a really simple fix for that, and this leads me into this part of the section where I'm going to show you today's mods that we're bringing in. So just so you can see for your guys, if you're playing along, today's mods we're bringing in are the early cargo sheds. They look like this. If you want to get the mod yourself, right, it's nice to show people what mods I'm using, and you can go ahead. At some point I will sit down and I will add these mods to a playlist for people if they don't want to do this, and you can add them yourself. No worries. Okay, and the other one that we're looking at is the generic British 060 trains, which look like this. All right, so if you want to get these mods, these are the 2 mods we are adding today. All right, for good reason, because we're going to be using now. Oh, actually, this is a little bit of history. So there you go. We are getting a little bit more history in today. So I did a big Google search on Australian trains or locomotives used in New South Wales, mostly for freight and so forth. Now, freight engines weren't really used a lot in the late 1800s. It was more the 1900s to earlyish, like up to the 1920s, so forth, where they started using freight locomotives more. What I did find is that Victoria in Australia, they used the same locomotives for freight and passenger mostly, and it was the 060 engine. So that's why I've gone with the 060. It doesn't really fit this area, but it is Australian still, so we're going with the 060 engine, which is going to do our little shunting line up and down here. So, what else are we doing today? Oh yeah, well this is going to lead into today, which might lead into the next episode also. But we're actually going to put a branch line in from Tweed Heads west here, and I've got a perfect spot right in here. We can tuck this branch line in to go over, follow the bridge around, up here underneath. We're going to follow this bridge around as well, because these bridges are already established with roads. I have no worries in putting the train bridge in to follow it, and then we're going to have to do a couple of little changes to this one here and get that in. So now that I've said everything, let's get cracking and underway. Firstly, we're going to use our new mod that we've got, and that is the early industrial sheds here, like this. And we can even throw in a couple of these new ones like that. Oh, bada bing, bada boom. Lovely. Now, I want to get a connection from here to the road, and quite simply, I'm just going to use that, like that. And that's going to give us a connection there. And lo and behold, if we go out, we get a big connection to there. But how are we going to stop that diverting to over here? Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Got no other rhymes to go with that, so don't ask me. I'm just going to do that. We're going to delete that bit. I might even just do that. Yeah, done, right? And then later on we can connect stuff up and do what we got to do there. But that's it. That's your lot there. I will go ahead and slot a nice little road, probably from here. I don't want you to be that. Yeah, I think we'll just go with that. Now, are you happy with that? I don't mind that. That's totally fine. It doesn't bother me having that at all. All right, so now that we've got that connection, what's going to happen is the timber's now going to get dropped off here, and our suppliers are now Currumbin Waters sawmill, right? So good. Bada bing, bada boom, done. I'm going to stop saying bada bing, bada boom. I don't know why I keep doing that. Secondly, we want to get this train line now. So our train that comes down here is going to have to come up to here, and it will utilize this side of the station. And we're going to have to get it rolling in and around. So the best way to do it is we're going to bring the train up, follow suit, bring it around, down, and in somehow. Or have I made this really hard by putting that there? Maybe I need to get rid of this piece, and that should allow us to pop in there. Well, actually, we might have to bring it into the same side potentially, because I don't think we can do this, can we? Oh yeah, we can. Okay. So does that mean that I can then do this? Yep. Lovely. Does that affect how you roll in and out? No, it doesn't. So that makes this easy then. All we have to do is take this. We'll take it from about there down to about there, and we get ourselves a nice even connection. It's even-ish. We have to cut across the track to do that bit, but that's fine. So we can come up, around, and into that side of the station and head back out. And that's going to bring our conmats up and down. So let's go ahead and put that line in now. We'll start down here. So we're picking up from this station. I'm going to have to put in a signal. So what we're going to do, I'm going to make sure my signals are one way, because I haven't been making sure they're one way. We're going to go like that. And I'm going to make sure I do that as well, because that should hopefully force our train to go up. And And we're going to do the same here with that. And with that. Okay. Hopefully I haven't, no, I still haven't stuffed anything up. So can I just click on you? No. I'm going to try something here that might get moved out later. But if I tell you to do that, no, that's not going to work. I'll just have to tell you, you have to go through that signal at here. Actually, I'm going to have to tell you, you have to go. Oh, no, you did follow suit there. Yeah, can you please add... This is there we go. So brilliant. That's exactly what we want that to look like, right? They do have to share this bit. That's fine. Not worried about that and so forth. But yeah, okay. We've got signals in place to deal with such things. Next, we put our extra ships on so we can get some extra shipping up here. We know that you guys have plenty of capacity to be able to produce for Tugan and Currumbin Waters, I think. So that's even though later on we're keeping the remember, we're keeping this Currumbin Waters quarry in our back pocket. We've still got Kabaki to sort out. We've still got, and then we can probably divert resources to feed these 4 places up here, and then the stone quarry will and the Commats factory will probably start facilitating a lot more around here, and so on and so forth. If you can follow that sort of bouncing ball, we'll keep them within their sort of radial area of where they're going to be supplying. All right, brilliant, love it. Don't argue with me. It's a plan. It's a plan for now. Plans are always meant to change, all right? Okay, so we got that in. We've got that in. All we need to start doing now is sending trucks from here to here and getting a train sent down to there. So here's a thing. Maybe we should get a little truck stop and truck drop off into town here. So I'm going to go, hey, oh, I thought that might have just been enough, but we might get you locked in here nicely, like a... Hey, that's pretty good. I'll take 30 meters, thanks. Just like that. That's pretty good. I'm happy with that. Okay. And then we'll get our street. You've got a bit of a driveway there. Oh, that's way higher than I wanted. Let's get you knocked down a little bit. I hope you've all been well. Thank you for the comments as well, by the way. I really appreciate you guys chatting to me, talking about things. I'm really appreciating the history stuff that you guys are sharing as well, especially all the information you're giving, Scar. There's some great information there. Go and check that out, because even I'm learning a lot more about the area, and that's... I think that's bloody brilliant. That's a more acceptable little drive in there, so I'm happy for you to do that. Now, I'm going to do this for a second, because I just felt that was just unwarranted having it like that. So we're going to go like that. Actually, I'm going to do this first. Can you do that? Then can you do that? Then what happens if you do that? Oh, that's fine. Because then we can just do this. And if need be, you can just do that. But I'm going to leave that section off at the moment. Just rejoin this road. All right. And then in the future, if we need it, we can utilize that, right? So, yeah, good. Whatever. That's fine. It's all going to be changed up later, especially when we start detailing. We're going to have car parks, and we're going to have other truck stations and depots and yards and, you know, construction yards and so forth going on down here. I'm really looking forward to getting into some of the detail in the live streams down the track with you guys. Okay. We're going to need a truck drop off down here. Oh, by the way, just FYI, the reason why I want to put the branch line in and have the station in here, firstly, it's going to be a beautiful little scenic train ride. Secondly, if you have a look at the way our town's laid out, the residential section is up here, and I want to thank Stephen. That's absolutely brilliant how this town is laid out. So we've got the commercial down here, we've got the industrial here, and residential up on the hill, which will be less, it'll still be affected a little bit, but less affected than what it would be if residential was here and here. So really, really nice that we can get a nice little branch line in here. I'm actually really itching to get this in, but we need to go ahead and get this stuff working first. So down here, if we just have a truck drop off, oh, wowzers. Look at all this. So we're going to have to, we got to supply the tools, the con mats, everything. We could literally just do a truck drop off there. Let me just look at this for a sec. Are you touching everywhere? Pretty much bang. That's good. And then yeah. Well, that's good. Right. So you're going to be doing tools and con mats. That's how brilliant this is. So we're going to call you mixed goods delivery. I like the blue. I like that blue. But if you think about it, what colors do red and blue make? Purple. A nice dark purple will go. And you're going to be called Tugan. You're Tugan. Tug. Oh, really? Oh, I didn't even think about that. Oh, dear. Everyone get your minds out of the gutters. Okay, leave Tug alone. Why have we got this line here? What's this line? Oh, that's the line we haven't named yet. You're gonna be that color, by the way. I'll come back and rename you just shortly. Actually, rename you now because I've lost. We'll go back to Tug. You're gonna be called. I'm just gonna call you Tugan. I'm gonna call you Tug. Con mats, and I'm gonna say Shunter. Even though it's not really, it's still a good length. I'm just going to call you Conmat Shunter for Tugan. It should be really sort of Tweed West, shouldn't it? So what we'll go is we'll go THW to Tugan Conmat Shunter. And I think that's all we need to do. I'm not even going to put train there. I'm going to leave that. Right. Give me the other Tug. So here, Tug. And we're calling this one mixed goods D by truck. So we know that Tugan's getting some mixed goods sent to it. Right, very good. Leave it at that. We may as well get the vehicles sent on that now. We've got a vehicles shop here. I think I'm just going to do away with that. I'm just going to keep moving these as I need them. Probably makes sense that it's even here now, to be fair. To be fair? Why do we say to be fair? I don't know. I have a bad habit of saying that way too many times, and there's just no point. Keep you down here, please. Actually, can you slot into there? That seems kind of perfect for that. Yay! Yay! I did a thing. Okie dokie. I've got this really bad habit of saying okie dokie at the moment. If any of you don't know, one of my favorite IPs, I have a lot of favorite IPs, Star Trek, Star Wars, Marvel, this and that. But one of my favorite IPs for gaming especially, and now the TV show, is Fallout. So I've got this real issue with saying okie dokie at the moment. So you can't take calls. So we're going to have to put the all cargo on. This might be a good one. You're cheaper to run. Let's run with these. Let's run with these trucks. We haven't put these on yet. I think it'd be a mistake if we didn't. Yeah, they only do 20. God, they're not going far. Okay, and I'm just going to simply put 3 on there for the moment. So you're going to go on the chicken mixed goods delivery. All right, brilliant. Off you go, out the gate. Look at that. Don't let me forget, chat. When we stop today and we get to this date, we've got to do it this date in this year around the world, and I want to hear it. Next, let's go ahead and get our trucks for Currumbin. So we put the line in last time out, if you remember. So all we have to do now is get our trucky trucks, and we can get them from here. They don't have too far to go from there. I'm not going to use those same delivery trucks. They're a little bit slower, and these next ones have to go a little bit further. However, are they taking tools out here, or just... No, they're taking food and tools. We're not dealing with food at the moment. We could be, though, in the future. But for the moment, I'm just going to buy the flatbeds for the conmats, and I'm going to say 8. It may not be enough, but like I said, we can add more to it. And you're going to be Currumbin Conmat's delivery, right? So we know that's Currumbin Conmat's delivery. You can see now we've got our trucks on there. Right, now we're working backwards, okay? I like to work backwards in these situations, so I know I've crossed my T's and dotted my I's. So I know that I'm sending my vehicles to the delivery point. Then what we have to do, we have to make sure that the train is down there picking up the Conmats to bring here. So we get to buy our 060. Right, so we're going to buy this. Steam. Are you making train noises with your mouse? Not inadvertently, but inadvertently I am as well. Not on purpose, but inadvertently I am. Right, 060. I'm just... Oh, stop it. Oh, you know what? I'm going to do some fans. Oh, I'm going to do... Oh. Was Thomas an 060 because James wasn't? Can somebody tell me what engine James was out of that? I'm going to put this on for some fan service. I think we have to. One day, Thomas was shunting trucks in the yard. "You're a very naughty engine," said the fat controller. Sorry, I had to do that. It was in a comedy skit routine once here in Australia, and I've never forgotten it. Right, now we're putting on some flat wagons. So I am. You are despicable. Oh, despicable me. They made a movie about it. Not about me, but right. Shut up. Get on with it. We're looking at 12 tons. I'm going to go with these. These are going to look maybe a little too large for this train, and I'm going to go. To start off with, we're going to go a capacity of 72. We may have to add or trim depending how this goes. All right, we're looking at mediocre paces. This train only does 59 as far as I'm aware. Let's have a look. Where did the 06 go here? 59 clickety-clacks. I was right. Okay, buy it. Set it on. The shunter. Hey! Oh, let me have it. If you could see my face right now. Oh, I friggin' love this. Right, you're gonna be the Tweed. I'm gonna put Tweed. THW, the THW, I'm just going to say 01 for this. My gosh. Oh, I think I'm in love with this train. I think the paint scheme is really what's selling. Oh, guys, this is friggin' awesome. Right. Now, another couple of things that was brought to my attention, not by you guys, but by myself, was how I've set up how this train line works. So, quite simply, our train line pulls in here, and then we've got this train going one way up and down that way. I'm simply going to be changing that right now, right here, because the train actually should be going all the way down this line and around there. So what I'm going to do before that train gets any further, we've got a couple of things to do here. If we look at our lines, no, not that. If we look at our lines here, we can see that the passenger one flows through here, and this one flows through the outside. But we want the passenger one to also follow suit. It probably doesn't matter when it gets over the bridge here or past this junction just here. It doesn't matter which line it takes. But for the moment, we want the trains to be rolling down the same junction. Two options. I just either tell this line, the Tweed line, manage the line, before you get to your Currumbin Waters waypoint. So after Tugan, the easiest way to do this would be to say, hey, this signal is only a one way. Yeah. And then I've broken the soul of this line. So what we have to do is, because you're going out to a double track here, this is really easy because we can say to you, hey, you are also just one way, which means all we have to do, surely this is how the game works. We've got a signal just there, is say, hey, one way or another. You're not going to do it, are you? If I re-put the line in, it would work that way. Oh, hang on. No. I have to give it a reason to be able to shift back over to the line that it needs over here. Quite simply, just by putting in a bit of track, I think. We'll make you shift like here. Yeah, that's all we have to do. So that's easily fixed that now. All right, that's good. So then that way it gives our other trains a little bit of breathing room, especially when we're one-waying through this tunnel anyway. I'm not gonna open up that two-way tunnel, not until probably the mid-50s, 60s, when we start putting some more beefier steam trains on, I think. Or maybe we start running some diesels also, is when we'll beef up that tunnel and that bridge. All right, so we'll leave it like that for the moment. But that being said, we can hit the play button. You just dropped off 2.19 million for that drop off there. Oh no, it's made so far. So you can see that this train does make great money one way. We just need it to make great money two ways, okay? Now, something to note, 71 and 74 is actually pretty good because you're going to require a lot more consumption, right? And our little vans are going to drop in. And what we should be starting to see down here is, I would have thought, we might have to wait till it gets there. You're going to have to bring up con mats. And you're going to have to deliver them here. And then our train should be saying, hey, we want con mats, so suppliers should be, they're not yet. Maybe because our train has to hit there first. So let's just hit the turbos here for a second. Follow our little THW here. I know that's not really a class designation and stuff, but I like I said last time, I really want to go through naming my trains and ships. Oh, speaking of ships, I didn't name those 4 new ships we put on, just so we know what era we put them in, what their designation name was, and so on. Whoa, that would be scary seeing that 10-wheeler come that fast straight at you. Right. I'll come back and check that very shortly and see how we're going, because hopefully we're going to be getting some stuff delivered here. We'll have to see how that goes. We'll play around with it. In the meantime, how are our ships here going? We got these 4 new ships. So can I please have your desi here? Control C. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So we were up to 6, and then we've got 7, 8, 9, 10. Wow, 10 ships on this. So I'm going to bring you over here. Just bring up that line for me, thanks. The way to hold that is to do that. You there. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Right, sweet. So let's rename you. We'll just keep that turbo going just to give our train a chance to bed in and make sure it triggers. So you're 7, great, off you go. You're 8, great, off you go. You're 9. I should have given them like a 0.9 so that we knew that they were like the first iteration or something like that, you know. But I think we'll know anyway by looking at them. Control V, but right, just so I can see that. And you're 10. Okay, cool. All right, so their naming convention's done. How are we looking on the deck over here? Oh my gosh, there's still so much here. We might even have to split the ships and send 2 lots of ships down. One for grain and one for stone. All right, so good news. I just let it run for just a touch, but we are now picking up for Tugan and Currumbin. So this is going to take a little bit of time for this to bed in and grow and so forth. But if we go back to our overview, you can see our consumption rate really starting to ramp up now. In fact, you can see our shipment is now ramping up. So very, very soon we're going to be hitting level 2, which is kind of what we want down here anyway. We want this factory to be, you know, hitting its straps and pumping out a bit more. There we go. We're going to pump up to level 2. Let's sit here and watch this. We don't watch these things go to the next level enough. But basically, everything's working really nicely for us now. It just took a hot minute for it to bed in, and it means we're going to set and forget this just for a little bit and see how we go. And then when we set and forget it, come on, get to level 2. Come on. I can't make it go any further. But what we do while we sit here and wait this, we're going to start working towards our new branch line from Tweed Heads West into Tweed Heads Central. I think we'll do that. Come on, I want to see it pop. Not like a pimple, just you get what I mean. I might just do some upgrades to these factories down here, and we might just get. Are you going to go to level 2? You're going to go to level 2. I just hold you here just while we wait for this. You're very close. While you're doing that, give me manage vehicles. Just give me like 4 more of those vehicles. I don't even care if this line doesn't make too much money. Just I want to have rapido deliveries down to the station. Come on, we're close now. Oh, this is excitement. There is level 2. Hey, good job, factory. All right, that means the consumption now can go over the 100 mark, if you didn't realize. And you're probably going to look down here, and this thing's going to be like, holy snapping duckfish, now we're pumping out some stuff. Down here, this is going to ramp up too. We're going to have bulk ships going everywhere. I could probably even get out another, you know what? I'm going to get out another couple of ships. So let's buy another managed vehicles. I could probably put bigger ships on, but I'm not going to. So while you guys are coming out of the sheds here, I'll rename you. You're going to be 11. Oh, not like Stranger Things. You're just going to be 11. You were 11. You're going to be 12. All right, I'll let them sort of adjust themselves. I'm not going to sit here and stress about the gaps and stuff. They'll gap themselves eventually enough as it is. All right, we're making half decent tickety-boo now. So the good thing about this is because we're supplying Tugan and we're supplying Currumbin and we're supplying a Balambul, that means this Commats factory is going to be requesting, well, I would, actually... No, it's not. I would think it would be asking for more. Like I said, maybe we just need to let this bed in. We probably need some more vehicles here, don't we? Hey, where are your other new vehicles that you've got? They're on their way. Oh my God, they're coming from up here. Oh, because I took away their... Oh, I'm an idiot. Right, can we actually... configure that. Let's make this station just a little bit bigger, please. I don't want stuff falling off the deck, and in fact, I'm going to give you a couple of these as well. All right, I don't want stuff. I don't want to see products flying off the deck because we don't have enough capacity to hold them and store them here. All right. We're all about supply and demand here. All right, is that going to be better for you? No, look, we'll leave it. I think it's just got a yeah, it doesn't even have any stored. Those vehicles need to get... I can't believe I did that. They're still coming down here. Oh, you Muppet feature. That's because I deleted the truck stop here, didn't I? That'll teach you for deleting truck stops when you're making enough money now. Let's come back and check in with this whole scenario soon. I do believe, however, we'll be fine. These guys are still wanting to pump out more. There's still plenty of stone on the deck here. If anything, have we got enough vehicles here? Let's say manage the vehicles. I'll get you 2 more of those. All right, there you go. They just come out of that shed. That'll just help with that a little bit more too. All right, can we start putting in the PAX line and then we'll come and check in with it later? We can indeed. So, first things first, let's have a look. Oh, Ham, you didn't get the station you wanted. No, I didn't. But I think we'll be fine. I think we'll be fine. There is a station that I want to get. Do you want to get it now? No. No, it'll be fine. I'll get it for next episode. How's that sound? Don't let me forget. Please write in the comments section down below, because I always recheck the comments again before we go off doing these episodes, so I can be up to date. Even I do check them, but you can see how forgetful I am, right, guys? You know how forgetful I am. Now I want to leave some room here for a little bit more capacity of putting in another thing if we need to. Yes, I'm putting a through and through here. I'm gonna have to do this, I think. Can I have you like that? Except I want to keep you flat. Just a little bit further, please. Yeah, a little bit further. Just do that again. Yeah, I'll leave it in fast forward for the moment. Yeah, do it like there. Do that there. Groovy bananas. If you ever saw a groovy banana, maybe go and see a doctor and say, hey doc, I'm seeing things. Can you go away, please? That's not what I wanted you to do there. All right, there we go. Now, we're obviously going to have to run a service for this. Toot's fine. Why don't you spin it and have the road come up the back here? Spin it here. All right, smart Alec. Do you ever have a go at yourself like I have a go at myself? Because I always do. I always put something in without thinking about it sometimes. And then I go, why didn't you do that, idiot? I kind of want to do that, you know. I like that. Doesn't this make much more sense? Yeah, look, no one said I was a quick learner, okay? I might not be a quick learner, but an elephant never forgets. You can go away and deal with whatever that means to you, how I've said that in terms of how I am, because I don't know how that relates to me, considering I just told you I forget everything all the time. Right, lovely. Let's go ahead now and change out our tracks here. Although, no, we're changing this station next time. Next time, gadget. Now, we've got boats going up in this spot. This is going to be a little trickier. Might you have put the train station up on this road? Oh, yeah. I see why you... I see what... Ladies and gentlemen, I give you me. Remember that whole thing you were just talking about, yeah. Yeah. I'm a slow learner. Right, I'm going to have to somehow... I do want to do this, right? However... I'm going to have you follow suit. Do you reckon you can follow around that for me? Oh, that's pretty. What's the, however, what gradient are you? You're still flat there? No friggin' way. No. I'll take it. Now, but we got to divert over there. So that means half this bridge. Thank you, autosave. You're the best. That means that now we can get, ah, damn. I really wanted to tuck that angle. Can you please just do that? Oh, you can't. Can you use a bit of road here for me? Okay, I got a better idea. We can still do this. We can still do this. We'll do it from this way, like that. I want your angle to be there. Yes, and shoot straight across to that. So we might just have to do a couple of tricky things with the road here. Firstly, tricky thing number one. Tricky thing number two. Yep. History was meant to be rewritten sometimes. Probably not by me, though. I've got an idea here. Look out. Ladies and gentlemen, he's got an idea. These are the kinds of builds I like. The builds where I get to create and design and do something a little bit fun on my own. And put something in a little bit... You could run a bit of water up in here. I could. You mean like this? Why do you keep doing the thing? People aren't going to hear that. You probably aren't. Oh, look. There's been a diversion in the water down here. Why has there? I don't know. It just happened. Because it looks fun. Now, first thing, can we get you to be flat? Like, that's all right, but you got this bow in it. I don't like the bow. So let's go Shift N. Nope. Yeah, I don't like the bow. So first things first, let's keep you flat. New idea, like as in the magazine that used to be here in Australia called New Idea. Ham, you're going the right way for a smack bottom. What I want, maybe I do need to come from that, like just do that and keep it nice and flat. It's just I have a real problem with this hump bit here that I don't like. So option 2. Start off a bit lower. Are we playing still? No, we can play. Start off a bit lower. All right, keep things playing there. What about your ability for ships to get through? They can get through there. In fact, I'll go as far as to say we want to get you nice and straight. Yeah. Because there's still a nice gap there for ships. And then you, oh, look at that. That's a bit fun. I look at the way we've redesigned Tweed Heads West, everyone. Welcome to Tweed Heads. Tweezers? Yep. Yep. Now we're renaming it. Oh, gosh. And then we'll just do this like it's a little bit of a thing. Do you still want the water to flow in and out of there? A little bit like that. Yeah. See? Yeah. All right. Play under the bridge in the water, kids, and have a great time doing it. Cool off. What are you going to do about your road now? Yeah, well, that's a thing. You're not. That's not going to ham. Well, I mean, firstly, see if you can go that way. You don't want to do that. Why don't you want to play this game? Huh. You don't want to play that game, do you? Ooh, hang on, you'll play that game though, but you won't play that one. Okay, I see what's going on here. So all we would need to do, these are the parts of the build that I really love. We seem to be still okay money-wise. We'll go back and check a couple of things here shortly. Well, let me just get this fixed up here, and then we can reconstitute the land and fix it up after I get what I want. Ham always wins. Bridge into bridge action. Is that, don't say anything. I wasn't gonna say it. I was just, don't, wait, you gotta stop the game from doing things here firstly. Do you see what I see? Do you see what I see? Oh, this is a fun area, isn't it? It's a bit of fun going on. Now, has that made the train track do funny things? Nope. Noopery. But it's made the grass come through the road, so we'll quickly fix that. I'll just get a little bit of El Gravel. I don't want to completely lose the grass there because I like it. I like Steven's painting job he's done there. Looks really great. Great, mate. Look at these cars already like testing out the bridge area and loving it, mind you. Can I also test our ships? Oh, plenty of gap in that one. Hey, you can feed that. You could... Yep. I did notice this too. Right. Oh, that's fun. Fun track rides there. Right. What are you going to do here now? Well, this is quite simply... We've got to do this. Now, that doesn't have to live there. Doesn't exactly have to go either. What I like to do here is I like to not be right on the road, but almost mimic the road and then go ahead and put... Oh, hang on. You're a bit dipping around here. Yeah, mimic the road and then go ahead and then put the corners in. Is that what you're saying? Yep. Exactly what I'm saying there. That's at a different height. The important thing is we keep the right height through here for our track. I could have gone around the outside here, couldn't I? Could have, should have, would have, but didn't. Coming across here, back over. For some reason we got a lot of undulating terrain here that we're going to have to bolster up through here. All right, how are we looking? Hey-oh. So if there's combat still on the deck there, where's that little train? All right, so you're... Oh, hey. You're coming in. Brilliant. Are you going to be dropping off enough, though? Or are you dropping off only enough for Tugan? Because I feel like it might only be dropping off enough for Tugan, and we're going to have to either get 2 of these little trains on here. Let's see how much remain on the deck down here. 31 and 8 to you. You can have 8. Ooh, hello. Once again, just polyp in some of these for me. Polyp in? As in like polyps that come out of your bowels? Ham. Holy timber! Okay, we got some serious train upgrades to do here already. Can I just have you for a sec? Oh, yeah. Right, bring up the scoreboard. Let's see. Our failures at the moment are Currumbin Combats. They're just the trucks. I'm not worried about those. PAX Stone. That's fine. And that's it. Otherwise, hello. I don't know if you know this, but we like money. We like success. The main thing I think we've got to do here also, can you slow things down now again? We're almost at 1905. I think we've got to get 2 of these trains on. Or 72. Let's see how much from this ship goes. All right, hang on. No, we're picking up for here. Go 2 times. I think 2 times might just tip us so. Oh, no, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, it's almost about to be 1905. Did I sort this line out also so it... Yeah. It's sorted out. Did you just... No, you haven't picked up yet. So you got 86 on the deck. Well, Why don't we go ahead here? You've got 72 there. Let's give you a couple of extra wagons straight off the chuff. And then we can worry about putting a second train on. All right, so you can have that. That's no bueno. Yeah, see, we've diverted a lot more from the ships taking back, though. So we'll have to just monitor. They're still going to make money because the time at which they're dropping off goods is still quick, but we might have to do a little bit of rotational stuff, see how we're going to just flip things around, maybe just have a stone line in, so forth, and yada 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 down there. Right, this is crazy that I don't know about this. Like, I think we should run the road up under here and up there, but I'm going to leave this for the moment. It still looks a bit crazy to me, but whatever. Just maybe smooth it on out a little bit. I might actually go ahead and do my rock work detailing stuff in there to really fix up this and bolster up these looking, because at the moment the structures look terrible the way the game is, and when we detail it up we can make it look like it's structurally sound and a lot better. We could actually probably even retain, do a nice big retaining square section out here and really retain up these and shore up this area, which I probably will do. Okay, so now that I've got that there, we'll come back and check that shortly. We're simply going to take you around to there. Nice. Go there. Right. Now, we were putting in a track like that, weren't we? Yeah, I could just do away with these roads for the moment. And we can always put them back in later. As nice as they were, I'll put them back in later. Right, so get that there. We're at 22nd of January 1905. 23rd of January. Give me a ballpark. It doesn't have to be 23rd. Let's just say January 1905, and let's see what history we get for that. I think I can think of some off the bat, but I'll hold on to that myself. That's for that motorway there eventually. This line probably won't stay here forever like this, or it may. Right, so next we're going over this bridge. We're simply going to... now, interestingly, I'm going to get rid of that road for a moment. Although... yeah, we've got some thought to put in here, actually, haven't we? About the change up and how we're going to bring this branch line in. So this train station is immediately going to get... Well, I was going to do it anyway, because I will in the future be sending a train line down here to Tweed Heads South. Look, we're not going to just leave this line here because it's Transport Fever 2. It's a game where we put transportation in the game. Although we could do a thing where we do terminate here, get a ferry over to Tweed Heads, and get another train which goes on from there, but we still have to get the trains out and over there. So few options to play with for the future, I think, for this one. So I'm going to leave our little build here today. I think we need to think about this line in a little bit further and how we're going to do that. In the interim, I want to put these little roads back in here because I did actually really like these roads. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to put them in back square with the actual track, because everything just is a little bit happy. In fact, I was going to say that'd be nice if it went like that. Yucky poo. That's because the road is low there, but you know that, right? Hey, that's a bit nicer. That's a thing. Is it, though? I mean, roads don't have to be perfect squares, right? Anyone who said that is a square themselves. Like, that's totally acceptable. Or, as you say in Spanish, aceptable. I'm gonna get rid of you too. Just take you back a bit. You don't even exist yet. You don't exist yet. This here, I'm gonna put this road back in just because the wonderful Wizard of Oz. No. We got a bit to think about here because I'm also gonna have to get the train to come and do a thing down here and turn around, or I mean, there's no reason it can't. You know, back up here and come around, you know, something. We're going to use roads now. Look, mate. What's your problem? My problem is probably you. Oh. Portuguese wooden sleeps. Yeah. So we'd probably we could put something in down here, down at this port. You know. It'd go a little bit longer. Give yourself a little bit extra room. You know, you just do something like this. Yeah, we all get what you need to do, Ham. Like, no one's an idiot here. In fact, I would say that more than likely, you're more of the idiot than others. They know what you're talking about. Well, actually, you might not know what I'm talking about, but you know what you're doing. Yeah, I think so. Look, I could keep building that, but we'll leave it there for today. Right, how are we looking down here now? The increase, yeah, and because this train's going to make a couple of trips in the time that does. This little line here is making good money. This timber factory here, their consumption's great. They want more. We've got no worries in terms of this train now, I think. All right. It's only going to do wonders for us. Look at it. Let's see how much. It's got a full load of timber. Let's see what this drops off. We can probably increase the capacity on this. Let's see what you just pop in with a full load at. Here we go. $2.49,931,000. Yeah, look at this. Thank you. Thank you. Oh. Please let me know what engine James was. What does this net us? Our trip up here. Almost $1 million bucks. 912,229. Yeah. You whistle that bloody thing. You deserve that. Right. It's safe to say we are looking Gucci. How are our people doing? 150 people via Balinga. Yeah, okay. So only 6 want to go to Tugun. That's fine. I think we're gonna have to get some more trains in up and down this line to deal with the services. Yeah. Where's Lily? Lily's got friends. It's gonna. Oh, thank gosh! I clicked on the wrong house. I don't know who you are. I don't know who you are, Alex Mason, but stay away from our Lily. I've got my eye on you, Alex Mason. Don't make me derail that train, Alex Mason. Where are you, Lily? Lily's back on the station, everyone. She's either back on the station or she's been here for 5 years. All right. Great episode today. Really enjoyed that. We got a lot more to do. I'm glad we finally punched this in, but we're not done with this area because we've got some refinement to do, I think. We really need to refine what's going on down here. And we need to start getting this branch line in up to Tweed Heads. Yeah, that'll be fun to work on and figure out how we're going to do that next time. Are we riding this? Oh, we'd be crazy not to. It's not going to be a super great looking ride, but hey-oh. Thank for hanging out today, everyone. Thank you, and please leave your comments down below. January 1905. I want to hear what's in your part, not just Tweed Heads now. Let me know what's in your part of the world. That's what I'm interested in, because I've got a fair idea. And I'm excited to see what you say. Also, the James train from Thomas the Tank Engine, what engine was he? I could Google it, but it's not as fun as if you guys already know it. Where's the fun in me Googling it when we can have a conversation about it? And you know it already. That's it. Thanks for hanging out today. Stay safe, stay glued to your screen. I'll see you for another episode of Transport Fever 2 here down at Tweed Heads. That's all I got. That's the whole thing. I'm not going to tell you to leave a like, even though inadvertently I just did. I'm not going to tell you to subscribe. Yeah, I know. I'm kind of doing it inadvertently. Stay safe, stay glued to your screen, and get out of here.